Welcome to Morning Message for August the 1st. Here it is, August the 1st already. I usually think of this as marking the halfway point of the summer holidays. School started always early in September, so the 1st of August always seemed like the halfway mark. A lot of the professional sports leagues are starting abridged seasons of some sort. Even hockey is going to be starting up, and we haven't had much professional sports for a number of months. All that we've had are blooper reels and the best of the month kind of things getting repeated over and over again on the sports networks. One of the shows I saw the other day was Amazing Endings, last minute plays. I don't remember exactly the title of it, but it showed like the top 50 buzzer beaters or run out the clock kind of things in football. It's pretty amazing. The number 2 spot went to that shot, that basketball shot that bounced around the rim a few seconds before it went in, winning the game for the Raptors that led them into the finals, that won for them the championship last year. The number 1 spot went to Joe Carter and his home run that won the Blue Jays the championship, the World Series. And I have to admit that as I was watching that happen, and I remember it happening, watching it on television, it brought a tear to my eye. I mean, of course, I was a Blue Jays fan, and Joe Carter's a great guy to be the one who knocks in the home run to win the World Series. That wasn't why I was crying, or why a tear was brought to my eye. That happened that game was on a Saturday evening. In fact, that home run was probably hit around 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was living in Port Hawkesbury. I was rector of the parish of Port Hawkesbury with Ayrshire. And it was Sunday morning at 1 o'clock or whatever. And a few minutes after that home run was hit, my phone rang. And it was my dad. And all he said was, "Go to bed, you have church in a few hours." So I took his advice and went to bed. And that's why the memory of that kind of brought a tear to my eye, a joyful memory involving my dad. And so I wanted to talk a little bit today about joy, because I think, I don't know if it's a goal or just a quality of joy that we should encourage in one another. And that is the ability to hold happy and sad together. To hold the joy of having known someone along with the grief of having lost that person. That's something that we try and encourage in one another. We all know that life is difficult. We all know that there's challenges and griefs and sorrows that we will endure. That is simply a reality of what it means to be alive. But somehow holding that in a creative tension with the happiness and joys and pleasant things that happen to us as well, that's the goal, I think, kind of a goal that we should have for ourselves. It doesn't make the sadness any less bitter, but it somehow manages to get us through those times a little bit better, and give us the energy and the skill and the knowledge to help others get through those difficult times as well. So I think joy, more than any other sort of emotion or thing that's caught up in that, manages to hold these different things in balance with one another, to hold that sense of grief and that sense of happiness together in a single moment, that tension. I'm sad my dad has died, but I'm glad that he was my dad. I'm happy that Joe Carter hit that home run. I'm glad that in some way through the telephone I was able to share that time with my dad as well. So we try to hold these things together. And, it's okay to grieve, and grieve in the midst of a joyful memory. It isn't about ignoring the griefs and sorrows, the changes and chances that occur. It's about holding those things in tension with the love, with the joy, with the peace, with the faith that we have in a loving God who is there for us and is with us through all of it. And so my hope and prayer is that no matter what your day brings you, you will be able to find joy. Even if it's in the midst of grief, you will be able to find joy in your life today. God bless. Amen.